I know you've been through hell. I know you've carried wounds that no one saw, given pieces of yourself to people who acted like your love cost nothing. They treated your kindness like scraps, like free candy anyone could take. And when you were empty, when you had nothing left to give, they left you there, alone, torn apart, stamped with the word disposable. That's the part that burns, isn't it? Not just the leaving, but how easily they acted like you never mattered. But here's the truth that nobody wants to admit. You're still alive. You're still breathing. And that makes you dangerous. Because someone who's been broken and keeps moving, someone who's lost it all, but refuses to stay down, that kind of soul doesn't play by the old rules anymore. They don't love the same. They don't trust the same. They don't bend the same. They become something sharper, colder, untouchable. And the world isn't ready for that version of you. Look around you. The ones who laughed when you were drowning thought you'd stay at the bottom. They thought the weight would crush you. They thought you'd fold, give up, disappear. But pain has a twisted way of working. It doesn't just destroy, it rebuilds. It strips you down to steel. And steel doesn't beg. Steel cuts. That's what they never understood. They thought betrayal would bury you. Instead, it forged you. They thought rejection would silence you. Instead, it gave you a voice that carries fire. They thought loss would break you. Instead, it taught you to rise without anyone's hand to pull you up. That's the irony. The same wounds they gave you became the very scars that now make you untouchable. You ever notice how people love to preach about loyalty until it's their turn to show it? They vanish in the storm, then crawl back when the sky's clear, pretending they never left. You gave them loyalty. They gave you excuses. You gave them your heart. They shattered it like glass beneath their boots. And then you sat there, asking yourself, what did I do wrong? But that's the wrong question. The real question is, why did you let them so close? Because the truth is brutal. They didn't hurt you by mistake. They hurt you because they could. And the world doesn't hand out sympathy. No savior is coming. Nobody is going to patch you up. It's you, alone, in the fire. That silence, that loneliness, that suffocating weight you've carried, that was your training. It taught you what no comfort ever could. It molded you into someone who doesn't crumble when left alone, because once you learn to stand in the fire by yourself, no one can ever burn you again. They wanted you begging. They wanted you desperate. They wanted you crawling. But here you are, still alive, still breathing, still capable of turning that pain into something they'll regret forever. And make no mistake, regret will come, because one day they'll look at you and realize you became the very thing they feared. Someone who doesn't need them anymore. Someone who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't forgive, as easily. Someone who doesn't break the same way twice. That's not weakness. That's rebirth. That's transformation. And it terrifies them. See? Broken isn't the end. Broken is the beginning. The cracks don't destroy you. They turn you into something unrecognizable. When the world thought you were finished, that's when you started becoming who you were always meant to be. They'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed. Good. You were never meant to stay the same after betrayal. Pain demands transformation. Fire doesn't leave you as it found you. It either burns you into ash or it forges you into steel. And you've already proven which one you are. You're the proof that scars aren't weakness. They're armor. Proof that silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. Proof that solitude isn't punishment, it's freedom. You want to know why it still hurts so much? It's not just because they left. It's not just because they broke you. It's because deep down, you thought they were permanent. You thought forever actually meant forever. And that's the cruelest illusion life gives us. Permanence in a world built on temporary. But here's the shift. When you stop begging for permanence from people who were never built to stay, that's when you're free. The only constant in this life is the person staring back at you in the mirror. The only one who will never abandon you is yourself. And once you accept that, you stop being breakable. You stop waiting for apologies that never come. You stop bleeding for people who wouldn't give you a drop of their own. You stop being a victim of the past and start becoming a weapon for the future. Think of it like broken glass, fragile once. Clear, beautiful. You held it out with both hands, trusting people to treat it with care. But they dropped it. They stomped on it. They laughed while the shards scattered across the floor. And there you were, on your knees, cutting yourself, trying to pick up the pieces. But those shards, as sharp as they are not useless. They cut deeper now than they ever could whole. That's you. You cut. You don't bend. You're not soft glass anymore. You're the edge that people should have feared from the start. Pain is a ruthless teacher. Happiness lies. Love lies. But pain never does. Pain strips the mask off the world and shows you exactly how it is. It teaches you that trust is dangerous, that loyalty is rare, that love without proof is a gamble. And once you accept that, once you learn to stop expecting angels in a world full of masks, you become unshakable. The strongest souls aren't built in comfort. They're built in storms, built in nights of silence, in battles fought alone, in scars carried with no one to soothe them. That's where greatness is born, not in ease, but in suffering. And you've walked through that fire. You've bled on that battlefield. You've carried yourself when no one else showed up. That's why your pain isn't wasted. That's why every betrayal, every tear, every scar, it all matters. Because it built you. And let me be clear, you won't go back to who you were before. That person is gone. That softer, trusting version of you died the moment they tore your soul apart. And that's not something to grieve. It's something to accept. Who you were before wasn't enough to survive what's ahead. Who you are becoming is. You're colder now, sharper now, wiser now. That's not loss. That's evolution. That's survival. And survival is the foundation of strength. Do you understand the power in that? You're still here. The worst didn't kill you. The betrayal didn't bury you. The heartbreak didn't finish you. You are still breathing. And if you're still breathing, then it's not over. The story doesn't end with you broken. It ends with you rebuilt, standing on the same ground they thought would be your grave, unshaken. Your existence itself becomes revenge. Your silence becomes punishment. Your rise becomes the storm they never saw coming. So the next time you feel broken, don't see it as the end. See it as the construction site of the strongest version of you. The version that doesn't beg, doesn't explain, doesn't bend just to be loved. The version that rises colder, sharper, untouchable. That's who you're becoming. And the world better be ready, because when you finally rise, you won't be the same soul they left behind. You'll be the storm that swallows everything that tried to destroy you.